All right, boom, man. Hey, welcome back. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. So I'm gonna make this one as quick as possible. You know what I'm saying? You know how that goes with me, but I'm gonna try my best to make this one real quick. I mean, it's kind of late over here, but I just had to touch on this because, uh, you know, really two things happened to where, you know what I'm saying? I felt like I had to go ahead and make this evident in regards to how I feel about this, just to stress it just a little more. So I call into this radio show. All right, there's this radio show here in the city, and I call in sometimes. It's like an open mic, kind of open discussion type thing to the public. Now, what I've realized about a lot of these shows, and obviously this is like, this is within the black kind of demographic, the black population of the city. And so, anyway, I call in, I've been listening to the show for years, you know what I'm saying? And for a long time, I've never even called in. I just listen. And I'd always hear these people talking, you know what I'm saying? A lot of older black folk will call in and they'll talk about Christ and Jesus, you know what I'm saying? Be saved and blah, 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 blah. And then like, same day, like within the same hour, within minutes, really, someone else will call in like, the white man's on our back. We got to change things, blah, 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 blah. And so for me, I just feel when I hear that, especially from black folk, that it's such a contradiction in regards to getting out of this struggle that we're in. You know what I'm saying? The fact that, we still, as black people, a lot of us are still current modern day Christian followers. And for me, like I said, it always irked me, right? And so when I would call in, I would always call in to create and initiate a discussion in regards to us, right? For example, I would call, like the first time I ever called in, which I knew, you know what I'm saying? I knew they would find me crazy, whatever the fuck, but I called in, first thing I said, black woman is God, right? And then after that, I started explaining why I said that. Why, it's like if you jump on Google right now and you look up Adam and Eve, they'll straight up lie to you and show you depictions of white people as if white people were the beginning of human beings, which we all know scientifically that's impossible because white people can't produce dark-skinned people, right? So when I say that on the radio station and then I get off, right, I'm waiting to see if not only will they continue the conversation, but I'm just waiting to see where they'll take it and what they think about it. Because what I'm saying, it's not like it's invalid, right? So when I say this to them, they just move on. Like as soon as I get off the phone, they're like, all right, next caller. Like they don't even mention it. They don't talk about it. They don't even like, all right, well, so this guy really said some stuff that most of us don't believe or just anything, right? Just to kind of chop it up. Folks, what do y'all think? Nothing. Like he just, as soon as I said that, he moved on to the next caller, didn't even speak on the subject matter on that I proposed. And so, like I said, I'm used to that because most people, they are under the doctrine of their slave master, right? And so I understand that. I'm a little forgiving, especially when it comes to my people. So anyway, I call back and then I tell them that, and I said, look, I don't appreciate the fact that I bring up, I bring up a topic that not only is not talked about, but it's something that, like I said, it's blatantly kind of contradicted, right, throughout information, history books, and even the public. And so for him to just completely dismiss it, not only did he show me exactly, like what he believes in, but then he obviously, like I said, just like a Christian, they will definitely bring in Jesus one way or another, right? And so he was, he said something along the lines of, based on what I believe in, I don't question those things because I already have faith. And that's how he kind of ended the whole conversation. And so he basically spoke for everyone else, including the public. It's an open mic show. And like I said, these guys are the, they're the commentators, right? They're the DJs, whatever you want to call them. They officiate the show. And there's two of them. There's a lady and there's a dude. And so, make a long story short, so he injected his, what he believes in, but then completely dismissed what I was saying, dismissed the scientific type of, reasoning that I have and just put it all on his faith and said, you know what? I don't give a shit what you got to say, nor do my listeners, because we have faith in what we believe in. And so instead of chopping it up with me, like I said, he just kind of dismissed me. And like I said, I find it insane. I just find it insane when black people don't want to hear anything different than what they were taught by somebody who has been mistreating them ever since they've made a connection with them. It's like if I'm your friend, right? Not that I'm your friend, I'm your relative. I'm your relative. And then somebody who's not even related to us, doesn't even look like us, comes to you, shows you something, tells you something, and now you don't want to fuck with me, and I'm your relative. And it's so, you know what I'm saying? They done told you this so deep where you don't even want to hear what the fuck I got to say, and I'm your relative. So for me, like, that's how I look at it. You know what I mean? And that's just really how it is at the end of the day. So I kept thinking to myself, I said, faith, man, this motherfucker, that is some strong ass faith to completely deny, like I said, scientific proof, to completely deny just walking outside and taking a look. He would rather sit inside his house and just, believe what is going on outside is what is going on outside, as opposed to getting up on his feet and walking outside with me, right? So I walk outside to see if the sky is really blue, but he sat inside and said, nah, I just believe it's blue. I have faith it's blue. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, for me, it puzzles me. It puzzles me when historically we have seen what Christianity has done to us. Politically, we've seen what Christianity has done to us. Socially, we've seen it, right? At every level and every aspect of living, we've seen it. Christianity hasn't put black people in any better place politically or socially ever since we have made contact with it. At one point in time, Christianity actually condoned the slavery that tore apart our people. It condoned the colonization of the continent of Africa and everything that was involved with it. It condoned all that shit. So, like I said, I don't understand how the slave prays to the God that his slave master worships. That shit don't make sense to me. Never did. So then, fast forward to today. I was watching this video on YouTube. You know how sometimes on YouTube it'll say recommended for you. I never click on it, but for some reason today I see this hillbilly looking white dude on this, on the little what you call it? You know what I'm saying? On the little clickbait thing, I see a white dude on the thumbnail. That's the word I was looking for. Hillbilly looking motherfucker, like backwards, what you call him? One of them dudes, from Louisiana. One of them shows, just real swamp looking motherfucker, right? I click on it, I start watching it. But the title, mind you, the title was called "Why Do Black People and Native Americans Pray to Jesus?" I said, God damn. I said, that's what I'm wondering too, Hillbilly. I clicked on Mr. Hillbilly. His name was fucking Billy. His name was Billy something. And this motherfucker, he was saying a lot of things that, and a white dude at that, he was going, and before he even started, he said he grew up in Georgia, but he grew up in a part in Georgia where they called Little Vietnam. Now, anybody in Georgia, I'm sure y'all know what that is, but Little Vietnam was a place in the 60s where it was old army barracks, right? It was a few acres of it, and they just gave them to some black folks that lived in that area. They were like, y'all can just live here. And so right next to that area, there was, I think he said Comanche Indians. There was some type of Native American Indians that lived in that same area, but they bought that land. It wasn't reservation land. It was bought land. And so these black folks and then these Indians were living in this area. And this white dude lived amongst them. And he was saying he grew up in that spot. You know what I'm saying? Like him and his family grew up right in the middle of these Indians and these black folks. And so what he was saying was he went to a black church, like, the typical A&E church, with the white building, with the Martin Luther King fans, that type shit. Like he went to them type churches. That's what he grew up in. And he said he always, it always baffled him how when he was in them churches, You know, he would see, you know, he even said to, he's like, you know, black man with a huge voice. Not he didn't need a microphone, and he'd be preaching, you know, giving the word. And he said, and he'd look at all the pictures, and it'll be a white Jesus and a blue-eyed Jesus at that. He said the dude had, it was funny. He said the dude, his hair, he said not a hair in place, not a hair out of place. That's what he said. He said not a hair out of place. He said the motherfucking beard was nice and trimmed out with the blue eyes. He even said, he's like, I remember that motherfucker like it was yesterday. That's how, you know, imprinted that Jesus was in his mind. He said, I remember it like it was yesterday. And he said, I never understood how that church full of black people had that white Jesus up there like that with the blue eyes. And then he said, at the same time, that preacher would talk about the white devil and how, you know, white people who are enslaving and killing black people, blah, blah, blah. And he would say, it confused the shit out of him because he would see the white, you know, a white Jesus behind the black preacher with the blue eyes. Yet the black preacher, not only is he preaching on that man's behalf, the white man's behalf, but then he's still saying that the white man's beating him down. You see what I'm saying? And even the white man, even that white man was confused. And that's my thing, is that that's the problem with our people, is that, y'all, family, we are not, we are listening to the kidnapper. We're listening to the motherfuckers who took us. We're listening to the rapist. We're listening to the murderer. The motherfucker who took you and did whatever they wanted. You're listening to him. Some people call that Stockholm syndrome, where you fall in love with your captor. So, like I said, that conundrum is what that white man saw, and I'm sure a lot of white people who live amongst us see it too sometimes. They're like, how the fuck do y'all see that white people got their foot on your neck, but at the same time, y'all motherfuckers, you know, y'all take anything they give. You learn anything they give. You worship anything they give. Yet these are the motherfuckers who gave you the poison. But you still take anything they hand you. Yet they're the ones that gave you the goddamn poison. That's like a fish who always jumps on the hook no matter what. We just keep jumping on that fucking hook. Keep jumping on no matter what. Whether it's a treble hook or just a normal hook. They ain't even got to have shit on there. We just jumping on. What's on there? Just let me see. Let me get it. Like I said, that white man saw it. Hillbilly. Hillbilly. I swear to God, his real name is Billy. Y'all look that shit up. His name was Billy. Type in Billy. Why black people and Native Americans pray to Jesus. You'll find that video. And that man was, like I said, like, I ain't cool with the motherfucker. I'm just saying, he was touching on some shit that I'm trying to show y'all. And he sees it. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, and we don't even see it. And we're the ones praying to this Jesus. You know? And so what I started thinking was, like I said, in regards to that radio station that I called, and then in regards to old Hillbilly, talking about black folk, why? Why do y'all do this to yourselves? That's what he was basically saying. He was like, why? He said, y'all are powerful as shit. And for them to do this to y'all should know that means y'all are powerful as shit. So then why do you believe some shit that don't even look, it's not for you. It has never been for you. These motherfuckers have never been Christ-like to you. Yet they sell you Christ. So how the fuck, even he was saying, he said, how the fuck do y'all do that? How? And what clicked in my head was what that dude on the radio station said in regards to when I called in. And I'm talking to, like I said, I'm talking to predominantly mine. And what did he say to me? He said, I'm not even going to entertain what you're saying because my faith won't even allow me. I am so content with my faith that I don't even want to hear what the fuck you got to say. And so not only did he turn off that side of him, but then since, like I said, he's the one that is controlling the open mic show, then anybody else who might have even had a thought or an inquiry, he shut that shit down. All those people. Shut them all down. Shut them all down. Turned all their shits off. Like, look, I'm not listening to this. So basically saying if anybody calls in, that's just implying. If anybody calls in, I'm going to treat you the same way. So somebody will be less inclined to inquire about some shit that is actually true. While he's over here feeding everybody a crock of faith. Some shit that He don't even know. That is the dangerous shit about goddamn Christianity. That's the dangerous shit about this thing called faith. I'd rather know some shit. Now, I know there's some things that I can't know, right? Like, how far is the goddamn moon from here? I know I can't go up. I ain't got no tape measure to measure that. I know that. But based on information, scientific information, measurements of everything else, we can come up with a calculated, estimated guess. Calculated guess, which is more specific than goddamn faith. Just hoping. So what we do, that's what I'm saying, and things that we can't reach, things that we can't see, just because we don't see an atom don't mean the shit ain't real. But what do? Critical thinking. Well, if this is this, if this is this, then this might exist. And then we figured out a way. But my point is that we can't go through life just faith, just hoping some shit is cool. We can't. You can't do that. You can't do that because you're not driving anymore. Do you drive hoping you get home, or do you fucking hold on to that wheel? That's the same way with your life. Do you let someone else drive your car and just hope they get you home? Or do you hold on to that steering wheel and you drive it your goddamn self? But see what we're doing, we're letting someone else drive. I just hope they get me there. Because that's all y'all hoping, right? That you get to the heaven, right? Through the Jesuses and whatever characters they put in front of you. That's all you're doing. You drive. I just hope I get there. I got faith. I'm gonna get there. Well, fuck that. I'm driving. Give me my shit. This is my fucking car. I'll pay for the gas. This is my shit. I'm driving this shit. It's my shit. Because if we wreck, it's my shit. I gotta pay for it, right? If we wreck, if the gas runs out, I gotta pay for it, right? Yeah. So I'm driving. Fuck y'all. I'm driving. I'll figure out what's under my hood by going to the books and going through history and chopping off the fat that these motherfuckers done put on there. And I'm driving. Fuck faith. Faith ain't getting you nowhere. How far has it gotten us? How far has it gotten black people? How far has faith gotten black people? Let's just look at it chronologically. When the Crusades, not the Crusades, the Romans came in, boom. The Muslims came first, right? Boom. Then the Romans came, boom. Rome got their shit together in regards to Christianity. Pontius Pilate put together the book, right? They came back to Africa. Crusades, boom. Telling, die or come with Jesus. Straight up. How the fuck is that Christ-like? Even in the beginning of Jesus being, being created, you was either you die or you sign up. You get down or you lay down. That was it. Even then. And it's the same way now. It's the same way now. Because if you're not with him, what are you? You're an atheist, you're fucking crazy, you're an outcast. Or if you're a Muslim, you're a terrorist, right? If you're a Jew, you one of them motherfuckers. You run some shit. Your last name got Kushner in it. When Kush is in goddamn Africa, and you ain't got no goddamn connection to Africa. How the fuck is that man last name Kushner? When the preface of Kushner is Kush, right? Kush was in Africa. How the fuck does that white man got his last name? Shit crazy. That's like if my name somehow had Russia in it. That doesn't make no goddamn sense. I'm not from there. Why would my name have Russia in there? How the fuck does that man, what's his name? Ivanka Trump's husband. Kushner. Kush. Because he's a Jew. But Kush. Y'all need to get with it, man. So let's go ahead and just break it down. All right, let's break it down. So faith. I'd rather know. I'd rather know that the sun is outside and the sky is blue than sit inside and have faith that the sun is outside and the sky is blue. But what's unfortunate is a lot of us family, we would rather have faith that this God, this Jesus they serving us is the real one and is going to get us to heaven, and follow him, you're going to get to heaven, as opposed to knowing if this is your God that is supposed to get you to heaven. As opposed to knowing. And then when someone comes through, not even disrespectingly challenging, putting you first. I'm complimenting you, us. But no, you rather slap us down and put that shit up. And don't get it twisted. The only reason why any black people, Native Americans, or any other ethnicity gravitates towards Christianity is for the simple fact that Christianity, the bones of Christianity, they derive from ancient African civilization and spirituality. That is why. And also the bones of Christianity, they are the foundations of the celestial, the astrological, universal laws that we live by and that this world is governed by. So that's why a lot of this shit, we are drawn to it, is because these are laws. These are ways and teachings of being on this earth that have been personified. And like I said, if manipulated to your benefit, you are in favor. You're in favor. That's why these motherfuckers took the shit. And if you notice, Christianity, the Bible, the Quran, and the Torah, they are cut from the same cloth. That is why everybody gravitates towards them. It's because they're cut from the same cloth. They all talk about the same thing. They all talk about a virgin being born, someone coming to save us. They all talk about the same shit. But you have to understand that what they're talking about are universal laws that govern what we call this thing, the multiverse, universe, whatever you want to call it. So that's why you gravitate toward them, is because these things have been manipulated, chopped up, because they've been taken from the keepers of this earth. The ones who have been here, the ones who came first, the dark skin, the motherfuckers who came first. And this knowledge, this ancient knowledge, these ancient laws have been taken from them, chopped up, redone, remixed, and now we have what we have here. We have the goddamn Quran, where we have Muhammad, right? We have the Torah, and then we have Christianity. But then I'm going to show y'all who came before who. I'm going to show y'all real quick. You see, there is a hierarchy. There's a totem pole. The Jews don't respect the Christians. And then the Christians don't respect the Muslims, the Islams. And that shows you the hierarchy. That shows you who's older. That shows you who gave who the pass. You understand what I'm saying? Let me show you. The Jews who started the bullshit in regards to twisting these goddamn stories. That's where Jesus comes from. The Jews are the Old Testament, right? Jesus, New Testament, right? The Jews do not see Jesus as the Son of God, right? But then the new story does. So just like the goddamn how Methodists came, Presbyterian, the Catholics were doing their thing, and then one motherfucker said, "Yo, I don't like having to pray the rosary. I'm gonna start a Presbyterian church. Oh, I'm gonna start a Methodist church. I don't like doing this, so I'm gonna start this shit." That's exactly what happened. The Jews didn't give two shits about Jesus that much, but for some reason the Christians did. So they said, you know what? No. Goddamn, Jesus is the hero in the story, so we're gonna make our own book. Boom. And then what happened? Muhammad came and said, no, y'all fucked everything up. I'm coming to take it back. Boom. Because Muhammad is not mentioned in the Bible. Because they don't respect him. The same way the Jews don't respect Jesus is the same way Jesus doesn't respect Muhammad. That's why. And so you see that the Jews came first, then the Christians, then the Muslims, showing you their hierarchy in regards to how they respect each other and what gods they permit and don't permit, what laws they permit and don't. See, the Christians are okay with the Muslims. They're okay with the Muslims. They don't honor their shit. They don't honor their shit. The Jews are okay with the Christians. They just don't honor their shit. That's why you see what? That's why you see goddamn Pope wearing a yarmulke. That's a Jew. That's why you see the Pope wearing a goddamn yarmulke. He be wearing a yarmulke just like the Jew. Just like the Jew. He be wearing a yarmulke. Just like the fucking Jew. It's because they are all in the same, they're all cut from the same cloth. They're all cut from the same cloth. So let's go back to this faith thing, all right? Let's just go back to the basics, because I want to touch on why I even thought about this and why I'm telling y'all this is that, would you rather know or would you rather just hope? Would you rather know or would you rather hope? Let's start there. Let's start there. Let's look that shit up. Faith, right? What's the definition? The complete trust or confidence in someone or something. The complete trust or confidence in someone or something. So, faith is telling you right there that that is not absolutely knowing anything. That is a trust, a belief, a confidence, a conviction. That all that is still not verifying anything, right? That's all that's saying. Faith, strong belief in God or in the doctrines of a religion, right? So we're seeing here that there's still no validity in faith. It's telling you that you have to have complete trust or confidence in someone or something with no validation, right? So that's faith. That's what faith is. That's what faith looks like. Is that right now I'm sitting inside the house and it's sunny outside. I don't know. Based on faith, I don't fucking know. Based on faith, I just hope it's sunny. No, I believe it's sunny. That's what it is. Faith, it's sunny outside. Well, if I told you it's not even sunny, it's goddamn nighttime. And then you look at me and go, I got faith. I got faith. I got faith. Based on this and this and that, I got faith. It's goddamn sun. It's the sun is outside right now. But then I tell you, I say, listen. I say, listen. I'm not even gonna call you. I say, I'm outside. I'm standing out here, and it's nighttime. Oh, you gonna come out here and come check this out for yourself so you can find out or not? And you gonna sit inside and tell me I have faith? So you have to understand that's how fucking stupid faith looks like. Is that if you even have a chance of finding out, you won't. You won't. You won't. You won't. Because what is faith? Let's look up faith again. It is a complete trust or confidence. Complete trust or confidence. That means if I'm outside in the dark and you're inside thinking it's daytime, I tell you I'm outside. It's dark outside. Come out here. You're going to say to me, I have complete trust or confidence that it is fucking sunny outside. So fuck you. That's what faith looks like. So that's what faith looks like when I tell a black man that he was before the white Jesus he prays to. That he tells me, I don't want to hear that shit. Fuck your science. I don't want to hear that. Fuck all that. Basically. That's what he said. Basically, I don't give a shit. I don't want to hear that. So we have to realize that what we're doing here, we rolling the dice and hoping whatever information that we're sitting on is true, as opposed to, like I said, validating that shit as much as you can. You see, what it does is it's a disservice to yourself in validating anything and everything that you question, because the day you leave it to someone else to conclude your questioning and inquiries is the day you are not thinking for your goddamn self. You understand what I'm saying? So, now let's go to belief. What is belief? Belief is an acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists. We're back to non-validity, right? Trust, faith, or confidence in someone or something. The synonyms: faith, trust, reliance, confidence, credence. Do you see how both of those are still both of those are still not getting you to get up and walk outside. None of those are saying that you are getting up to walk outside to see if it is actually daytime or is it nighttime outside. Both of those are just strongly implying the fact that you have an accepted conclusion that you've already made before validating that conclusion. Both of those, belief and faith, trust, belief, confidence, right? Complete trust or confidence and acceptance. Now, this is an established faith, an established belief or trust. Now, it's an accepted belief or trust, right? This is solidified in concrete belief or faith or trust or reliance or confidence. Yet, none of those imply you verifying anything. That is what is dangerous about letting someone else drive your fucking car of life. That's what's dangerous about that. So now let's go to know. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Let's go to knowing something. What's the difference between having complete trust or confidence in something and accepting that trust and confidence as truth, as opposed to actually knowing? Okay? So to know is to be aware of through observation, inquiry, or information. To be aware of through observation, inquiry, or information. So, to take it back to the radio station guy, I made an inquiry. But through belief, the solidified faith, he didn't want to hear it. But to know is actually entertaining the inquiry and concluding it and then making your fucking decision. How harmful is it to take in information, digest it, and then make a decision, as opposed to don't even take in information? That could have been good information. Why would you not take in information when you could be missing good information? Why would you be sitting in your house not knowing if it's sunny, believing that it's sunny, right? But then when I walk by in the dark telling you outside and it's, hey, yo, it's nighttime, you would rather me not even walk by to tell you that. That is the absence of knowing, is that you would rather me walk by in your front porch. You'd rather me not walk by to even give you the idea that what you think is actually not going on. That means that's what belief is. Belief is saying, I don't even want someone to come tell me. I don't even want someone to come tell me if something is potentially not what it is. Because you are giving up the right, like I said, to conclude, to inquire. You are giving up your right to observe. You're giving up your right to inquire. You're giving up your right of information. That is what's dangerous about people believing about a hippie, blue-eyed dude that's coming to save them. When that hippie, blue-eyed dude don't even look like them, let alone motherfucker didn't even exist 10,000 years ago. And you did. Black man, black woman, you did exist 10,000 years ago. And your blue-eyed Jesus did not. But somehow, your ignorant ass has so much faith that it is cemented into belief, and you choose to ignore the plain scientific evidence in front of your face, which is you and your skin, and just knowing the fact that a white person can't have black babies. So how the fuck are they Adam and Eve? Yet you believe that shit. Why? It's because it's on your Googles. It's on your fucking shits. Sound like an old man when I said that. But it is real shit. You know? So to know is not trusting or having confidence in someone or something. To know is not an acceptance of statements, believing them as true, or that something exists, or having faith or trust or reliance. To know is to actually be aware and be part of either the observation, be part of the inquiry, or be part of the information retrieval. That is knowing. So like I said, I don't have a tape measure to measure the sun. I don't have a tape measure to measure how big the sun is. I don't have a tape measure to tell me how far it is from the earth. But what we can do, we can take geometrical measurements, right? We can take orbits, tilts, we can take all this shit and we can put these are tangible, physical things. We can take all these different numbers, right? We can take these measurements and we can put them together, right? And it can tell us. It can tell us something. That's how we can figure out lengths and widths and heights. Is because you take a few numbers and you put them holes together and it gives you something else. That is not faith. That is critical thinking. That is retrieving information. That is inquiring. That is observing. Faith, you just, whatever somebody tells you or whatever somebody gives you, it's not even you doing anything in regards to figuring out what the fuck you ready to die for. That's what blows my mind. Family, y'all are ready to give your firstborn for this Jesus. Yet, you are scared. Yet, you are not even ready to go find out for yourself if he's alive. Or if anything about him or anything about him is real. And is it for you? You're not ready for it. You're not ready for it. You don't ask yourself, man, ever since we have connected with Jesus, when I look through time, ever since white man came in Africa, or just white man met black people and we saw Jesus, and they gave us Jesus, has anything been cool? Has there ever been a moment of Jesus peace where everybody was happy, go lucky, and everybody had money and lived good together? Has that shit ever happened since you met fucking Jesus? Tell me. And when you met Jesus, what were you doing? Were you living good? You met Jesus in chains. You met your Jesus in chains. Did your Jesus free you out of those chains? Nope. Nope. You was in them chains for a while. And then those chains got us singing Negro spirituals. Those chains had us eating chitlins. Those chains had us goddamn eating soul food. We started calling it soul food and all sorts of shit, right? That wasn't Jesus. What was Jesus saying? God's gonna find you in the water. Wait on the water. Where was he? And y'all just met him. Okay, now fast forward to present day. Is he still here? Is he still holding it down for y'all? Does he have y'all does he have us in Congress, in the House, in the Senate? Does Jesus have our kids going to school instead of jail? Going to college instead of dying, being shot? Going to college instead of wanting to be basketball players and rappers? So not only can you not tell me a time that there's been peace ever since we met this Jesus, but you don't want to come outside with me so I can show you your real Jesus or your real God. You don't want to come outside with me. Why? It's because your faith has you an acceptance that a statement is true. or that something exists. Your belief does. And it has you in complete trust and confidence. You're in complete trust and confidence. You're in complete trust and confidence that the sun is beating outside when it's dark as night. Do you know how stupid you look? Black man, black woman, Native American, goddamn Mexican. Do y'all know how stupid y'all look? Sitting inside and it's 1 o'clock in the morning and you motherfuckers thinking it's noon during the day. You thinking the sun beating. Why is it? Because somebody told you the sun's beating. While I'm sitting outside, I'm telling you, you're going to come outside and you're going, I got trust in the motherfucker who put me in here that it's fucking beautiful out there. And he the motherfucker that put you inside too and told your ass, stay inside, it's fucking hot out there. You believe. And I'm outside saying it's not. And you don't even want to come check. You don't even want to stick a foot out. You don't want to peek out of a goddamn blind. Why? Because you have belief. You have faith. You have faith. Well, let me show you where your faith gets you. Let me show you where your faith gets you. Let me show you where your faith gets you. You see, this is what I do right here. I like being aware. And I like observing. I like inquiring. And I love goddamn information. Love information. So let's break this down right here. I mean, we're going to make this simple, folks. History, right? What is history? The study of past events, particularly in human affairs. The whole series of the past events connected with someone or something. Okay, that's history. Someone or something. Now, let's look at the etymology of it. Origin, Greek, histor, learned, wise man. So a learned wise man, historia, finding out narrative history. So a learned wise man talking some shit. That's basically what I see. A learned wise man. Okay? So a learned wise man is what history is, the origin of it, right? Right? Let me see here. The study of past events, particularly in human affairs. Okay? The past. Synonyms. The past, former times, historical events, the olden days, the old days, bygone days, long ago. Now, let me ask y'all this. We're talking about, even just look at the word history, man. Just think about the word history. But before I go back to that, let me just touch on this. How it's talking about the old days and the old days, right? How accurate would your grandson's history book be compared to yours? So if your grandson wrote a history book about your time, how accurate would it be, him writing that history book or you writing that history book? So I'd like to assume the person who has been back there, it would make more sense, right? See, what's unfortunate is that in today's time, the grandson is who's writing the history book, which is why he even tells on himself, because he's a kid, right? And when I say he's a kid, I'm talking about the modern European as a humanity. They're only 8,000 years old, but y'all are young. That's why when y'all talk about things that are back in the day, not only y'all inaccurate, but you lie and then you make shit up, just like a little kid does. You make shit up because you weren't there. So all you can do is make shit up because you weren't fucking there. And then not only do you not listen to the people who were there, but you take what they did give you. You took what they did give you. Or at least what you could take, goddammit. But I'm sure they gave you some shit too, because that's what I'm saying. That's our culture. That's our culture. Just like the Native Americans, the same way they got colonized. Motherfucker, we let y'all in. That is what you do with strangers. You let them in and you show them hospitality, because that's what you do. But see, y'all don't know nothing about that because y'all are kids. Y'all just come in knocking shit over, killing everything. That's what y'all do. Hence colonization. Kids. These are kids. These are not experienced humans. They ain't even goddamn full humans, to be honest with you. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. I am a Neanderthal. That's an article, National Geographic. Check it out. Plug, y'all need to hook me up. Goddamn National Geographic. So my point is that what we need to understand is the fact that the modern European, being a young humanoid, they tell themselves, even with the language. You see, because this language ain't theirs either. English existed before that. You understand what I'm saying? Latin too. All that shit. Now, this is the thing here. If you look at it, we already know that this has a patriarchal preface to it, right? We already know that word has a patriarchal preface to it. But see now, if we break down the word, we can take it like how they're doing it here, history, but we know the root word here is story, right? We know that, right? But see, like I said, the young civilization, they lie on themselves, because what's going on here is, I'm not even going to do the typical it's his story. I'm not going to do that. We're just going to take story. Let's look at what story means. What is a story? What is a story? An account of imaginary or real people and events told for entertainment. Let me read it again. An account of imaginary or real people and events told for entertainment. You want to go back to what history is? History, the study of past events, particularly in human affairs, told for entertainment. Why? Is because story is part of history, right? So what we need to understand is that the accumulated documentation of stories and accounts of imaginary people or even real people and even events, when they are told as history, which has a root word of story, it means that a chunk of it, if not majority of it, is told for entertainment. Entertainment. Not for you to go die for. It's told for entertainment. 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 That's what it's told for. Entertainment. Not for you to go fucking die for. Not for you to go, oh, God damn it, I don't care what's going on outside this edition of Believing It. It's telling you, the shit is told for entertainment. Some people actually believe the Bible is a history book. Some people actually believe that shit. But understand what the definition of a story is. A story is the root word of history. What the fuck is a story? An imaginary goddamn account of imaginary or real people or events told for entertainment. Entertainment. Do I need to look that shit up too? Didn't think so. Yeah, we chopping tonight. I'm gonna keep it real simple. Told for your goddamn entertainment. Your goddamn entertainment. So, do y'all still wanna have complete trust and confidence and acceptance that a statement is true and that something exists, and neglect observation, neglect inquiry, neglect information, and then read about studies of past events, particularly human affairs, that are accounts of imaginary or real people and events that are told for entertainment? Is that what you want? Because that's what you're getting, and that's what you're ready to die for. Family, I got to wake up. I got to wake up. This is English. This is simple. This is simple shit. This is simple words. Complete trust or confidence is faith. Accepting that blind trust and confidence and setting it stone is belief. You not going outside because someone told you that something exists. You have faith and trust, reliance, confidence that something exists. When you join faith, belief, you neglect observation. You neglect inquiry. You disregard information. So what you do is you end up studying past events, particularly in human affairs, and most of them are general accounts of imaginary or real people and events told for entertainment. For entertainment. I know I'm shoving it down your throat, but god damn it, some of y'all need that because right now, I guarantee you, when you're watching this shit, you mad as fuck at me. Mad as fuck at me. Because I'm busting your bubble. And you know I'm not fucking lying. I just read the shit to you. I'm not twisting nothing. We can't take story out of history. We can't do that. You can't do that. Because the goddamn word is in that word. Can't do that. I'm not twisting nothing. I'm showing you what you don't want to see because you trust somebody that told you some shit that differs. Understand, that's the only reason why you're mad right now is because you have a faith, a trust, a confidence in someone or something. And that is not observing. That's not inquiring. That's not receiving information. Okay? So these are the things we need to understand. Do we want to know? Do we want to know? Do we want to trust and believe? Do we want to have faith? Do we want to have faith? Do we want to just believe? Or do we want to know? You know? And to be honest with you, a lot of people, they just want to believe. Sometimes believing gets you through the night, right? Sometimes if somebody's on a deathbed and you don't know if they're going to live, you don't know. Sometimes believing gets you through the night. I understand that. I can understand that level of belief. But, like I said, but if you have a chance of inquiring, if you have a chance of receiving information, if you have a chance of observing, you are doing yourself a disservice if you don't take one of those three options and get to your conclusion. It is a disservice to yourself. While you over there thinking it's a disservice and disrespect to your God. You don't think your God wants you to go find out if some shit is what it really is? That's what I'm saying. If that's not the case, then your God has a low respect for you because he gave you the mind to inquire. You didn't just come up with that shit. He gave you the mind to inquire. Or she, whatever the fuck you believe in. I don't believe anybody gave me anything. The universe gave it to me. And that ain't a body. So what we need to understand is, do we want to have faith that the sun is outside and it's not dark outside? Do we want to believe that the sun is outside and it's not dark outside? Or do you want to know if the sun is outside or is it dark outside? You damn sure can't have all three. You can't have 1 and 3. You can't have 2 and 3. 1 and 2 go together. 3 kicks 1 and 2 the fuck out the way. You got to pick one. You see, because do you want to know? Do you want to believe that Jesus was born in a manger? Or do you want to know? Do you want to inquire? Do you want to observe? Do you want to retrieve information about that? Do you want to know that, the 3 wise men followed the star from the east to bring him frankincense and gold and myrrh? Or do you want to know what that comes from and what that means? And does that have any any tangible definition to it? Or do you want to believe that's what the fuck happened? Do you want to believe that Jesus was born of a Virgin Mary and some lady just walking around? Are these the things we want to believe? Or do we want to know? Do we want to inquire? And if it's your God, would you not want to know more about your God? How the fuck am I knowing more about your God and I don't even believe in your shit? And I know more about your God. And you're scared to even question and look up your God. Like your God doesn't want you to know nothing about him. What type of shit is that? It don't make no sense. You ask questions that's talking shit. Do your parents get mad at you when you ask them questions about life and sex and whatever the fuck you want to ask them? Do your parents get mad at you? Or do they tell you? They fucking tell you. They don't hide shit from you. Then why does your God hide shit from you? Huh? Why does your God hide shit from you? Huh? Do we want to know that? Do you want to have faith and believe that the star in the east that the wise men followed was actually a true story? There's some fucking dudes just walking in the middle of nowhere following a star to a manger. You know, do you want to just believe that? Or do you want to know that the star in the east is actually the star Sirius? And that's actually the brightest star in the night sky. Do we want to know that? Or do we want to just keep believing that God put some weird star in the east and wise men started following it? Do we want to know that on December 14th, that star Sirius aligns with the three brightest stars of Orion's belt? Do we want to know these things? And that those three stars, the three brightest stars of Orion's belt, have always been called by the ancients the three kings? These are stars, mind you. These are stars in the sky. Would you rather believe that three old men with gold and shit followed a star in the east to go meet a baby? Or would you rather know that star in the east is actually the star Sirius, and that those three wise men are actually the three brightest stars of the Orion's belt that are the brightest December 24th and that are aligned with the star Sirius? Which is why, hence, they say that the three wise men, which the ancients called those three bright stars of Orion's belt, are following the star of Sirius. Would you rather know this information? Or would you rather believe that some three old men was walking down in the goddamn desert somewhere, following some star? What star can get you to somebody's fucking house? You tell me that. Only thing I know they can do that is GPS. What star back then can get you to somebody's crib? Tell me, what star can get you to somebody's crib? Do we want to know these things? Do we want to know these things and inquire about them? Or do we just want to believe these were fucking characters running around doing all this shit? Do we want to know that the fact that when it comes to the three kings, when it comes to the three kings, when it comes to Ceres, and then when it comes to Jesus being born in the manger on the 25th, is that on the 25th, those three stars, the three bottom stars of Orion's belt, which are the brightest on the 24th, are aligned with the star Ceres, which then are also aligned with the sun that is rising. Hence why they say that the three stars, the three wise men, are following that star to see the sun rise. That's going on in the sky. That's going on in the sky. And y'all need to look this up. The winter solstice. Look it up. The winter solstice. We have to understand that these things are tangible. This is information. This is inquiring. This is observing. This means people were watching. That means people inquired. And then people took down this information. And then people turn it into fucking human beings that y'all believe actually walk this earth. When in all actuality, these are acts of the stars. These are acts of the stars. And y'all don't understand that. That's why the three kings, they follow the star in the east to see the sunrise. Not because there were three old men walking down the goddamn desert. Would you rather know this? Or would you rather just believe some fucking story somebody told you? Or would you rather go hit the books, science books, and find out about what I'm talking about? Go find out about the Sirius star. Go find out about the three brightest stars on the bottom of Orion's belt. Go find out about how they align December 24th. Find out, go look it up. And then on the 25th, they align when the sun rises, because the sun has been at its lowest point, starting December 21st. Would you rather know this information, or would you rather believe that there was a baby coming up and three old men followed the star to go holler at that kid and they didn't even know about it? Would you rather have faith and believe that shit, or know what I just told you? You want to go outside and see the sun and to see if it's actually out there? Or do you want to just sit down? Or stay sitting and stay in the house that the motherfucker put you in, the one who's telling you what's going on outside? What you want to do? What you want to do? You know, we want to talk about Jesus being born of a Virgin Mary, but we don't want to talk about the fact that Virgin Mary, virgin, comes from Virgo, the constellation up in the sky. We don't want to talk about that, Virgo. And Virgo has been personified as a woman. They draw it out as a woman because that constellation is shaped like a goddamn woman. We don't want to point that out. We want to point out the fact that virgin has nothing to do with dick and pussy. I'm sorry, with penis and vagina. We don't want to point that fact out, that the word virgin ain't got nothing to do with that. It was just the same motherfucker who come up with his story, the same motherfucker who, like I said, who turned everything man, is the same person who took the word virgin and turned it to what we know as it now. When you say virgin now, all you think about is something that dick ain't been in. Which, that has got nothing to do with being a fucking virgin. Sex has nothing to do with the word virgin. And we're going to look that up. Let's go ahead and just go there. Fuck it. Let's go there first. Fuck it. Let's go there first. Okay. So, when you look it up, what does it say? Virgin, it says a person who has never had sexual intercourse. Like I said, this is the go-to definition of the word, which is, I feel, is very naive because before I go in, let's keep going down. All right, so virgin, first definition is a person who's never had sexual intercourse. Excuse me. Second is a person who's naive, innocent, or inexperienced, especially in a particular context. So they're basically saying that not only are both of these, these are lacking, right? A person who's naive, so they're not aware, conscious of things. They're innocent, which, I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it shows a lack of something, right? Inexperienced, again, lack of something, right? A person who has never had sexual intercourse, right? So my point is that, number one, we have literally tied it to sexual intercourse and sexuality when the word virgin has nothing to do with that at all. The word virgin has everything to do with, okay, what's this here? Being not yet touched, used, or exploited. Synonyms. It has everything to do with untouched, unspoiled, untainted, immaculate, pristine, flawless, right? A virgin is a person who's untouched, or a thing who's untouched, unspoiled, untainted, immaculate, pristine, flawless, without flaws, perfect, perfection. That is what virgin is. Virgin is perfection. Flawless means without flaws. Immaculate means without, it's immaculate. It's out of this world, straight up. You understand what I'm saying? So that's That has nothing to do with this shit right here. Has nothing to do with this shit right here, right? Acres, look at this definition. Acres of virgin forest. What does that mean? That forest ain't got fucked on yet? What the fuck what does a virgin forest have anything to do with sexual intercourse? None whatsoever. Acres of virgin forest means exactly what that means. But my point is that has no sexual connotation to it. And what we have done is that we have tied the word virgin with the sexual connotation when in all actuality it means perfection. Virgin just means perfection. That's all that it means. It means a state of immaculateness. So, like I said, Virgo is a constellation in the sky. That is what Virgo is. Okay? When you see Virgo, you see that rumper right there? You see that donk right there? That's a woman. You see that? That's a woman. You see that romper? You see that bumper back there? That's a woman. You see what I'm saying? Look. They have personified her as a woman. The same way they personified the three kings, the bottom brightest stars of the Orion's belt, December 24th. The same way they personified the sun as the son of God. The same way they personified all the shit that's in the sky, they turned it into people and made it walk on the ground. And that's the stories you believe in. And I'm trying to show y'all this is actually what they got it from. They got it from the stars, man. They got it from the stars. But see, what y'all need to understand too about Virgo, y'all need to understand that the ancients, they were always observing and they wrote about Virgo. That's why they named her the Virgo, Virgin Mary. But see, there's a connection on why they named her the Virgin Mary. The ancient glyph for Virgo was this right here. What do you see there? An M. You see an M. You see an M. That is the ancient Virgo symbol. You understand what I'm saying? That is the zodiac astrological sign symbol for Virgo, the constellation. You see what I'm saying? And now what is the Virgin's name in Christianity? What's her name? Mary. Her name is Mary. Her name is Mary. Now, ain't that something? The constellation called Virgo, which I'd like to assume that the Virgo and people looking at the stars came before goddamn people walking on the walking on the land that correlate with the damn stars. I'd like to assume the stars came first, and her name is Mary, and coincidentally, the ancient glyph that symbolized the constellation of Virgo is an M. It's an M-looking thing. It's an M-looking thing. And, if my recollection serves me correct, Muhammad in Islam, Buddha, his mother's name was Maya. A lot of these virgins, their names began with M is because they relate back to this symbol. You understand what I'm saying? You see, and so now the thing is that the Virgin, what we need to understand is, well, before I touch on the Virgin again, that didn't sound right. What I meant was, pause on that. What I meant was, in regards to Virgo, let me get on Virgo. See, Virgo is also referred to as the house of bread, right? It's also referred to as the house of bread, and that's the representation of Virgo is a woman holding a sheaf of wheat. Okay, boom. You see that sheaf of wheat? Virgo is also called the house of bread, and the representation of that is a sheaf of wheat. Do you see that sheaf of wheat right there? That is another representation of Virgo. Now, why that is important is because when you look at the word Bethlehem, where your Jesus was born, that literally translates to house of bread. You understand what I'm saying? It literally translates to house of bread, which is the same name, the same other name for Virgo. It's also referred to as the house of bread. And I just told y'all that the symbolism for it is Virgo, the woman, holding a sheaf of wheat. And that's supposed to symbolize cultivation and you know what I'm saying, and growing and shit like that, farming. But my point is that Bethlehem that you see in your Bible is the translation for Bethlehem in their language is house of bread. House of bread. The same shit as what Virgo, the constellation, is called. So literally the place that's in the sky, they put it on the ground. The three, yo, let me talk to y'all. Let me talk to y'all, family. The place that was in the sky, Virgo, the house of bread, represented by the woman with the sheaf of wheat. Virgo, the house of bread. Boom. In Hebrew, Aramaic, Bethlehem, house of bread. Well, what a coincidence. That's where the sun rose from, right? That's where the sun was rising from, right? So we really got to look at this. We got to look at this. We got to look at this. I showed y'all the ancient glyph of Mary, of the sign of Virgo, the ancient glyph of the sign of Virgo, and it's an M. Mary, you're virgin, and I showed you that in regards to the word even virgin. Let me give you another example of virgin, which I don't understand about the word virgin. Let me give you a good example. Parthenogenesis. Okay, parthenogenesis is the reproduction. Okay, parthenogenesis is the reproduction from an ovum without fertilization, especially as a normal process in some invertebrates and lower plants. That is a reproduction of an ovum without fertilization, especially as a normal process in some invertebrates and lower plants. So what that's saying is that without fertilization of anything external, that this organism is able to make its own babies. So it self-reproduces, right? It's self-reproductive. I'm sorry, that's the correct terminology. It's self-reproductive. So now let's break down the etymology though. Okay, so the origin is Greek, parthenos, which means virgin. Parthenos means virgin, right? And in Greek, Genesis means creation. Okay, so if we broke it down in ancient Greek, it would mean parthenogenesis. This would mean virgin creation, right? This would mean virgin creation. Okay, so if we go back to virgin, this will mean the synonym immaculate creation. You see what I'm saying? It would mean immaculate creation. It would mean flawless. Man, wait, let me hit this shit. Flawless creation. That's what that would mean. It would mean flawless creation. You understand what I'm saying? Untouched. It would mean untouched creation. Flawless, without any flaws. Perfection. That is, perfection has got nothing to do with sex. Perfection has nothing to do with sex. Hence, like I was saying, when an organism is able to self-sustain and be self-sufficient even reproductively, that is considered flawless. That is considered immaculate. That is considered pristine. That is considered untainted. That is considered untouched, unspoiled. That's what that means. That's what that means. That ain't got nothing to do with that. Obviously, there is some aspect of it, but like I said, that is look, it's the number one fucking definition, when in all actuality, this here needs to be the first definition right here. The acres of virgin forest. Perfection. Right here, it should say, virgin means perfection, flawlessness. a state, a level of perfection, something that is perfected, something that is flawless, a thing that is flawless, a person, thing. But see, we can't say a person because ain't a goddamn person flawless. But if we want to talk about a woman flawless, that would just mean that this is what that would mean. If they really talk, if we really want to say in regards to Mary, if y'all really want to try to act like she was on some other, she was the last of the self reproducing. If anything, if anything, she was the last of the self reproducing. She was the last of the immaculate. She was the last of the flawless. She was the last of the perfect species, the perfect human. That's what is a goddamn virgin. Is a perfect goddamn human being. And that shit ain't got nothing to do with sex, because we know Mary had other kids, and it ain't got nothing to do with sex. Virgin ain't got nothing to do with sex. That virgin is a state of perfection. And if it's a person or a thing, it is a thing that is perfected. It's just like this right here. Just like this right here. You understand what I'm saying? So, like I said, y'all, do we want to know? Do we want to know these things? Or do we just want to have faith that something else is in replacing of them? Do we want to know that the star in the east that the three wise men followed to see the son be born? Do we want to have faith that actually happened and them people walked the earth, or do we want to know that those three wise men were actually personified stars in the bottom of the Orion's belt that align with the star series, and that they're at their brightest December 24th? But the star series is the brightest star in the sky. But on the 24th, those three bottom stars of the Orion's belt line up with Sirius, which then ultimately line up with the sun that's being born. This is actually happening outside, people. I'm telling you, it's happening outside, and you were telling me that you'd rather sit inside and trust what someone else told you. And I'm telling you, I'm outside, I'm watching this shit. I look at Orion, I see Orion's belt every damn night when I come home. I see Sirius every night. I see the shit. I'm observing. And I'm telling you, my brother, my sister, my mother, my cousin, I'm telling y'all, my friends, my homies, everybody, I'm telling y'all, come outside and see if the sun is beating or is it dark outside. And all you telling me is, I'm staying in the house I was told to stay in, and I'm going to believe what I was told is going on outside. Because I have faith. I got faith. Don't feel good. Just keeps me warm at night. Faith. Instead of going out there and finding out your goddamn self. It's either you live or you let someone live for you. It's either you think, you let someone else think for you. It's either you drive or you let someone else drive for you. It's as simple as that. Would you rather have faith and believe in something that you can find out about? It's up to you. It's up to you. You got to start digging, one thing's for sure, or you will stay not knowing shit and believing in who took you and what they tell you. That's called Stockholm Syndrome. You believe the shit your captor is telling you. The motherfucker who took you from your family and your world. You believe everything he's telling you. Yo, get on your info, man. Get on your info. Would you rather believe? Would you rather have faith? Would you rather know? Ask yourself that. Y'all have a good one. Peace.